good. All right, welcome back to the YouTube channel proenzovid, and this afternoon's video is the very big stream for this afternoon. That is the NRL draw for 2024 being released this morning, and obviously, you know, it's a huge day for every fan out there because look, it's the NRL draw. Everyone's excited. Everyone's keen to see who's playing who in this round and whatever. So, you know, obviously it's going to be a big year ahead in terms of what games have been played and stuff like that. And yeah, obviously this afternoon I'll be going through not only the whole NRL draw itself, because I'll be going through round by round and obviously just analysing each round ahead, but I'll also be going through Manly's draw, which is obviously, by now you should all know that it's kind of my support. So I'll be going through their draw first and everything like that. But yeah, look, I guess after long weeks of waiting, we're finally at the draw. You know, I heard reports last Friday that it come out, but didn't come out until today, Monday. So that's all right. It wasn't that much of a wait to see the draw, and it's out now. So that's the main thing. That's fantastic. So yeah, really excited for what's to come. But before I do start, just wanted to say hello to everyone in the live chat. So far, so good. A good crowd actually. Got a good crowd building up, and that's good to see. Like to see a good crowd of you know, all the loyal subscribers out there coming on, so that's great to see. Who have we got? We've got SS Storm fan, we've got Matthew Barnes, we've got Josh Rapidos 2023, Daniel Sexton, Jason Reader, and SS Storm fan says, I'm nervous for round one. We get to play the Panthers. Yeah, that's a big game. Panthers Storm round one. That's a very big game actually in Melbourne. So yeah, but you know, there's plenty of big games ahead as well. So you know, a lot of things to look forward to. And hello to Harley Wabden as well. But as I said before, I'll go through the Manly draw first and quickly give my thoughts and how we look for this year. Then I'll go onto the whole draw after and just sort of again analyze each round ahead and really give the games I'm looking forward to from that round. So you get what I mean. But here we go. So looking at the Manly draw for next year. So I'll start with round one first, obviously. So round one, we played the Rabbitohs in Las Vegas at Ali Giant Stadium. Look, we knew this news from a while back now that both Manly Rabbitohs and then Broncos and the Roosters will play each other at the one stadium in Las Vegas. And it pains me to say this, but I probably won't be attending Vegas next year. Just the money, I think, is a bit too much for me. I would love to go. I don't want to rule it out just yet because I still want to hold hope that I would go, but I don't think I can go, unfortunately. It doesn't seem possible, but never say never, I guess. But, yeah, Manly and the Rabbitohs in Las Vegas, I think that's a big game to really start off our year well because, obviously, yeah, Seattle will have Jack Whiten playing, apparently. He's been allowed to play. So, you know, that obviously helps them. But, yeah, with us, probably the first game we see Luke Brooks play in first grade for Manly, and we'll see how he adjusts to that. And yeah, obviously, you know, a bit of changes for us, a bit of changes for Souths. And yeah, it's a big game round one, obviously, a huge game. So that's on a Sunday, and that's 1 o'clock in Australia. So don't know what time that would be over in Vegas, but yeah, I'm assuming it'll be night over there. But I don't know. I'm not really good at the time zones over there yet, so we'll figure that out when it comes. Then round two, we've got the Roosters at Four Pines Park on a Sunday arvo. So I love a Sunday arvo footy game at Brookie. Nothing better. The crowds always sell up there. Like we've seen it this year. You know, people say that Manly don't have the biggest crowds and whatever, but when you look at our games at Four Pines this year and how many people did turn up on the Sunday arvo games and just in general, like Friday night games, Thursday night games when we had them there, all the Manly fans turned up for their team at Four Pines Park and. You know, we've seriously made that ground a fortress again, I feel like. And I know this year wasn't the greatest, but I think the positive is that we have made Brookie a fortress yet again. We seem to be winning a lot more games there than losing them there. So, you know, playing the Roosters, they're a team that has a lot of big signings coming to next year. Got Spencer Leniu, Dominic Young. You know, it's going to be really interesting to see how we conquer that side because there's a lot of talent in it, obviously. But, you know, at Brookie, we're a hard side to beat there, and I'm pretty confident we can, you know, beat anyone there possible if we're on our day. So, you know, I'm pretty confident when we play a Brookie. But, you know, on a Sunday arvo, it's beautiful. Should be good conditions, I'd hope, by then. So, yeah, but it's tough. Rabbitohs and the Roosters are back-to-back weeks, but it's a good challenge to get those teams out of the way early. Then on to round three, got the Eels at Combank. So that's also on a Sunday there too. So when I first saw the draw league, because I saw last week there was a draw league of every club's 5 first rounds for next year. And, you know, I saw Parramatta there and I was having a feeling that we'd play them on a Friday for some reason, Thursday or Friday, but it turned out it's Sunday at Combank. And the last time we had a Sunday game against Parramatta at Combank was in 2021. That was the day that Bob Forden passed away, and that was a big win that day. And I believe that's the last time we actually won at Combank too against Parramatta. So it's been a long few years since then. But this should be a good game. I hope this will be a good one. Like obviously, a few Manly boys now at Parramatta like Harper and Tulangi, but depends if they play in this game. But look, on a Sunday Arvo, back-to-back Sunday Arvo games, I think that's pretty good. Don't mind a Sunday game at all, actually, on an afternoon too. So I'll be obviously at this game. I'll be at every game as a matter of fact for next year. This is one I'll definitely be at Combank too. So that'll be a good one, I reckon. That will be a good one. On to round 4. So another trip to the Gong. Obviously, I made the trip to the Gong this year against the Dragons, and that was for Chez's 300th game, and that was a very memorable night. That one, that was a great night, and it looks like we're playing there yet again next year on a Sunday Arvo. So obviously, Wollongong is not a very happy hunting ground for us. We lose a lot of games there, but we won there this year, so no reason why we can't do it again. But I believe this is the first time we'll be facing the Dragons with Shane Flanagan as their coach. So it's a Flanagan v Manly reunion yet again in Wollongong. So pretty difficult opening 4 weeks there. Like the first month of footy, it's pretty tough to be going to Vegas against South and having to back up play the Roosters at Brookie, then play Parramatta at Combank the next week after on the Sunday there, then travel to Wollongong. So a bit of a challenge, but it's probably a good test to see where we're really at as a club by then, I'd say. And round 5 on a Saturday afternoon. It's been a long time since we played the Penrith Panthers on a Saturday afternoon game at Brookie, especially. The last one I can remember was 2018. But another tough game to open up our year for 2024. Playing Penrith, the Premiers, yet again. It's like we went with look. I will say this: we did go with distance with them this year, back at Brookie, which was on Friday night there. So, that was a Thursday night actually. I think it was. So, I think we've proven that we can go into length with those sort of clubs like Penrith. But playing them a Sunday afternoon at Brookie, that should be good actually. A 5:30 game. So, hopefully, because it's been a while since we took down the Panthers. So hopefully this next year's year we can finally get one over them. But as we know, they're a tough side, so it's not going to be easy. All right, well, the big one. As I was looking for the draw today, the few games that stood out to me were definitely one of these ones. And got the Wars taking on us at Go Media Stadium in Auckland. And, as we know, I went to Auckland this year to watch Manly play the Warriors there in August. And, my time there in Auckland was so fun. Like, I loved being there. It was a really good travel. And, it's a really nice place, Auckland. Great people, just got great things to do around there. And, it was a really great time being there. So I'm pretty stoked that Manly are playing out in New Zealand yet again. And guess what? I'll be going as well. So no doubt I'll be looking to go back to New Zealand next year to watch us play there again. Hopefully it's a win this time. But, when I saw that we were playing the Warriors in New Zealand, I was stoked. I was really happy about that because, Go Media. If you haven't been to Go Media Stadium yet, I think you should go one day if you could, at least, because it's a great stadium. It's bigger than what people think it is. Like, it's actually pretty big, the stadium. I won't lie about that one. On TV quality, it looks great, but just in person, it's such a fantastic stadium. And I'm pretty glad that we get to be scheduled to play there yet again. So, tough to be playing the Warriors next week after the Panthers, but it's a good, yet again, good challenge for us to really face those sort of teams early, I suppose, rather than late in the season. But in back-to-back weeks, we fly yet again. We take on the Titans at Seabus Super Stadium. So this will be Des Hasler versus Manly yet again, which I'm sure Fox League and all the media will hype it up to be such a big thing by then. So don't you worry, they'll try and make it as big as possible, this one. But this is on a Saturday, so it works well for me probably because I don't think it'll affect my schedule during the week. Probably go and leave on the Saturday there, but we'll see what happens, get to the Gold Coast. But Manly Titans at Seabus, got a great crowd and a good fan base up in the Gold Coast apparently. And I've never been to Seabus before. I've never been to. I've driven past the Gold Coast, but I've never actually been around the area to check it out, and I've never really been to the stadium either. So this will be great to finally go there and see what it's all about. Never. The first time as well, flying from Auckland and flying to the Gold Coast next week. But you do that sort of stuff for your team, obviously. But this will be big, especially with Hasler being versing Manly yet again. So round 7 in the Goldie, not too bad at all. Then I believe round 8 is Anzac round. So round 8 is Anzac round this year because sometimes it's round 7 and it's round 8. So I don't know sometimes, but. I've got Parramatta at 4 Pines Park, and that's on a Friday night game. So that's our first real Friday night game of the year. It's been a while since we've played Parramatta on an Anzac Day game. Don't know if we ever have actually, but it's been a while. But I think playing Parramatta in the opening few weeks is interesting because we played them in round 3, and it's only like how many weeks after we played them in round 3? It's only like what? Round 4, round 5, round 6, round 7, round 8. So it's like a 5 weeks apart. We play Parramatta yet again. So, and obviously a few clubs have that sort of thing where they play clubs yet again in the less than 5 weeks, and we do with Parramatta. So, being at 4 Pines as well on a Friday night, we like playing at home on a Friday night in the past. So I think that'll work out really well for us. So I'm looking forward to going to that. Then the next week, which is against the Raiders as well at 4 Pines Park. And, geez, it's been a long time since Canberra played at Brookie. Like, how long has it been since we played the Raiders in Brookie last? I think it was 2019. And that was Anzac Day as well, that game. But, yeah, God, it's been a long time since we played Canberra there. We've had to always travel to Canberra to play them. I mean, yeah. Oh, actually, no, it was 2021, I think. Sorry, my memory just bogged out for a minute there. We played them in 2021 at Brookie, actually. That was a game where we were Origin affected, I think. So, yeah, that's right. And it was the week before lockdown happened in 2021. So, that's right. We played in 2021 at Brookie. For some reason, I thought 2019. But, yeah, we don't play Canberra at home often. So, it's good that they finally come to us and play us at 4 Pines now. But yeah, no, look, I think Canberra obviously looking a bit interesting in terms of what their side looks like. I think Kyle Weeks will be playing against his former club too. So that's if he's starting 5A by then or wherever he's playing for Canberra. But normally Manly and Canberra have good clashes against each other. So I'm expecting no different here as well. Then round 10, I know this is TBA, but I believe this is at KO Stadium because on the official Manly website it said that this game's at KO Stadium. And I think that's where it will be held at unless there's another change, but I don't think there will be. But yeah, that's on a Thursday night. So it's a bit tough, I guess, to get to Queensland on a Thursday night there, but I'll work it all out. I'll structure it out all fine in the end there. But the Finns, we've played the Dolphins. We play the Dolphins on a Friday night game too, and this is on TV. So the NRL seem to favour a Manly versus Dolphins game on live there on TV. So I guess that's good. But yeah, no, I've never been to KO Stadium before either, so it'd be good to get there to see what it's all about. It's a very small stadium though. I believe it's like 11,000, 10,000 capacity. Could be a bit more, but it's not a big stadium, KO Stadium, but. Going there will be fun. I'm looking forward to travelling there. That'll be fun. But I guess on a Thursday night, especially on a weekday too, it's a bit tough to fit all in. But I'll figure it out, like I said. But yeah, Manly and the Dolphins are in Redcliffe. I'm keen for that. Really am. The hometown DCE, as they like to say, where he plays junior footy. And then the next week, which is Magic Round. So we play back-to-back games at Brisbane. So who knows? I might even have a week in Brisbane, to be honest. Like, what's the point of flying in and out back to Sydney to Brisbane? But, I'll figure it out. But, yeah, playing back-to-back weeks in Redcliffe, then Suncorp for Magic Round. Yeah, I mean, I'll consider definitely staying in Brisbane for a week there. But, yeah, I mean, no dramas flying in and out to them, fly-ins, fly-outs. That's not an issue for me. But, yeah, Magic Round. Everyone's obviously looking forward to this one the most as well. I guess I'm getting a bit sick of playing the Broncos at Suncorp every time for a home game too, because I think we need to cut that contract soon. But by next year, though, the good news is by next year, we will be playing the another team for Magic Round, and I think that contract with us taking home games at Suncorp Stadium will be officially ended by next year. So about time, honestly, because I think we've done enough of that whole home game at Suncorp Stadium type stuff. So this is the last year of taking home games there to Suncorp, especially against the Broncos, which it's weird when they're the away side there. But, last year of it, thankfully. But, yeah, look, hopefully we beat them because that'll be nice to see, especially if that's the last time versus in the Magic Round. But I guess we'll see what happens. But, yeah, that's how it looks for that opening 10 weeks of the season, or 11 weeks, I should say. But, yeah, I guess that's looking at a whole 10 weeks period, that's probably the toughest I've seen it in a while for Manly. I guess everyone has the tough sort of period to start the year or has that tough period during a year. But that opening 10 weeks, travelling out of New South Wales a few times there and having to go to Wollongong and places like that too, out of Sydney. A bit of trouble. Definitely a bit of trouble in that opening 10 weeks there. But, I think it's, a good test for us and a good sort of indication to see where the side's at. So, don't mind that. Don't mind that. I'll have a break and look at the comments just quickly, so see what's there. Matthew Barnes says last time Broncos and the Seagulls played Seagulls at home ground was in 2014. Yeah, it was. And, it's kind of weird how we don't play them at Brookie anymore, but, is what it is. SS Storm fan says, SS Storm fan, Luke Melton Storm fan versus proenzovid's cup. Yeah, that's around 12 at Rookie as well. So, yeah, sure is that cup. And Bosky said, what I found crazy about the draw is that the Tigers versus the Dolphins twice at Suncorp. Yeah, I noticed that too, actually. I did notice that, which is very interesting. I'm assuming, though, that the Tigers taking that game against the Dolphins at Suncorp is a home game for them. And then the other game at Suncorp is a Dolphins home game. That's all I'm assuming. But, yeah, it's a bit tough when you have to play the same club at the same ground twice in the season. But anyway, continuing with the Manly draw. Obviously Manly versus Storm in round 12. This is the Indigenous round, I believe. So, always a very special round, Indigenous round to, I guess, dedicate that culture and really celebrate during the week. I was sort of hoping this would be in Melbourne because I actually want to go and make a trip to Melbourne one day to watch us play there at Amy Park because Amy Park looks spectacular. So I'd love to go there one day, but not to be this year as we only play not to be next year, as we only play the Storm once in 2024, which is a shame. And round 13 is bye, so we finally get a break after all that travel. So, yeah, probably a good thing to have the bye in round 13 by then. So, get the breather there. Then round 14, we take on the Panthers at Bluebet Stadium. So, yeah, playing Penrith twice yet again. That's pretty tough. So I guess on a Sunday afternoon too, that's very strange because normally we'd play Panthers on a Sunday if that's a blue bet, but being the main game on a Sunday, that's interesting. So, I guess I'll be at the Wild West yet again next year. As long as I don't get blown off the park like 40, which it was this year, that was a miserable time for me to go to Bluebet Stadium and see us get smashed like that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's not the same result for next year when we play them there yet again. And round 15, this is a Beanie for Brain Cancer round, I believe, round 15, and we take on the Dragons at Four Pines Park, and it's been a long time since we took on the Dragons at Rookie. I believe that was in 2019, so good to face them there at home yet again. So that's good. But it's obviously a very important round as well, Beanie for Brain Cancer round. Like, obviously, we talk about Anzac round, Indigenous round, and all that sort of stuff, but I think people forget how important Beanie for Brain Cancer round is as well. So, yeah, looking forward to this game on a Sunday at 2 p.m. So, expecting a full crowd there, expecting hopefully 18,000 attendance there, even more. So, yeah, Sunday afternoon against the Dragons at Four Pines should be a big crowd. Then going on to Saturday night, and this is Origin affected, I believe. So this round is Origin affected. So against South City Core, we probably won't have Turbo. Depends if he's injured or even playing, but hopefully he's fit by then. No Jake and probably no DC too. So they'll be all out for that Rabbitohs game at a Core. But then, South will have their own players out too. They'll have probably Cook out, I assume Murray out. Could even have Cody Walker out if he's playing, and Latrell. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, both clubs lose a fair bit of players during Origin time. But, yeah, I guess the time we played them this year, back in round, what was it, 4, they only beat us by 1 point, South Sydney, 13 points to 12, and Lachlan Gillies broke our hearts in a go-on-point game there. So, yeah, hopefully we get some redemption there at a call in round 16 next year. But, look, it's Origin affected, so obviously both sides have no quality by then before their players out for Origin. But, yeah, no, on a Saturday night, should be good, actually. Should be good. I think both fans will travel for both sides for sure. And that means we play South twice next year. And round 17 is a bye, so I guess after our bye round 13, we only play 3 games, and then round 17 is a bye. So that's pretty good. Happy with that. And then round 18, we'll take on the Cowboys in Townsville. So never been to Townsville before. I bet it'll be really hot by the time I get there, though, because I think that's the hottest period of the year in Townsville. Well, I mean, they don't have a winter. Seriously, I don't think Townsville has a winter. There's no such thing as winter in Townsville, so it's going to be hot either way. But that's on a Saturday night, so it works well for me. I'll just get the plane early in the morning, get to Townsville, and then go from there. But yeah, Manly don't play often in Townsville, so it'd be good to actually play the Cowboys up there again, North Queensland. It's always at Brookie we play the Cowboys there, so it'd be good to finally have a change and verse them in Townsville. And we only play the Cowboys once this year, so that's only once. Or next year, sorry. So, look, obviously that'll be it. I only play them one game. But, yeah, normally Manly Cowboys have good contests, so hopefully it's like that next year too. And then round 19, we play the Knights at 4 Pines Park on a Sunday arvo. So, yet again, a big crowd expected, full capacity, I hope. And, yeah, no doubt fans will be in full force on that day. Yeah, I think the Knights, as of recent, have been really good against us. Like this year at Mudgee, we had that draw with them. I think it was 22-all or something, or maybe 33-all. It was one of those weird score ones. No, it was 32-32. That's right. It was 32-32 in Mudgee. And then the Knights beat us at McDonald Jones Stadium in Origin affected rounds. So, yeah, the Knights have a habit of, going the distance with us and really turning out for us. So, at Brookie, which will help us, but don't underestimate Newcastle because they seem to have a habit of, for whatever reason, turning up and playing well against us. And then round 20, I guess this is the bigger game out of us playing Titans, because in round 7, I know that would be big because we'll be playing Des for the first time since his exit. But this is Hasler's return to Brookie in round 20, and that's on a Sunday afternoon too. So, yeah, Manly Titans on a Sunday arvo at Brookie. And from what I know so far, we have a lot of games at Brookie on a Sunday arvo, so that's really good. The fans will be happy with that, and I'm pretty happy with that too, because we all know how much we love a Sunday arvo game at Brookie, so that'll be good. But yeah, no, Des' return to Brookie, that will be hyped up, no doubt. Then round 21, we'll take on the Roosters at the new Allianz on Saturday night. So, yeah, I was actually hoping to play the Roosters at Allianz at some point, the new Allianz. And we will do that next year in round 21. And then round 22 is a bye, so that's Women League round. So a bit disappointing to miss out, actually, not play a game in round 22, as that's Women League round. But I suppose someone misses out. Then round 23, we take on the Canberra Raiders at GIO Stadium in Canberra. And that's on a Saturday, 3 p.m. So it'd be good to get there, actually. I've never been to... Well, I've been to Canberra, but I've never been to GIO Stadium before. So, and looking at our fan base down in Canberra, it's a pretty big one, actually. We do have a good fan base in Canberra. So I'm excited to be able to go to there and see how it all is. And, our track record, actually, you know what? Our track record in Canberra is really good, actually. We win a lot of games down there. It's actually a really good place to play footy for us. So, yeah, no, on a Saturday arvo, I think that suits us really well. And then round 24, we take on the Wars at 4 Pines Park on a 6 p.m. Friday. So that's a good time slot. That's 8 o'clock over there in New Zealand when we play them at 6 p.m. Here in Australia. But yeah, playing the Wars twice in a year, that's going to be good. That's Dylan Walker's return game to Brookie as well. and Fanua Blake's return game to Brookie as well. So yeah, good to see those boys make their returns to Brookie by then. But look, it'd be good actually this game. I think on a Friday. Not often the Warriors play us down at Brookie, but they'll be travelling there next year, so that'll be a good game. And then round 25, well, I mean, just watch for the Fox League NRL 9 to all hype this one up and make it as the big game coming up and the really big one to be all excited about, because this will be Luke Brooks's reunion game against the Tigers. Everyone was saying that the day that Manly play the Tigers will be a big day for Luke Brooks. Well, it's going to come later in the year. So I'm pretty surprised, actually, we only play the Tigers once next year, because normally we play them about twice in a year, but seems like we only got them one time next year. So, yeah, very surprised about that. But, yeah, wow. No, I'm very shocked about that. But that Leichhardt on a Thursday night, yeah, I can make that one. Obviously, I'll be there. But yeah, at Leichhardt on a Thursday night, I would have thought it'd be at Brookie or Campbelltown. Well, thankfully it's not in Campbelltown, because their ground's fucked. So I'm being honest there, because when I went there this year, the Campbelltown Stadium is probably the worst ground I've been to, if I'm being honest. But at Leichhardt, it's not much better. Needs a bit of maintenance as well. But we all know the main reason behind this game and how big it is on a Thursday at Leichhardt. It's because of Brooks and his time versing us yet again there at Leichhardt. So that'll be big. He'll probably get a few boos and a few cheers as well. But that's part of footy, I guess. Then round 26, we play the Bulldogs only once as well next year, which it's not very often we only take on the Dogs once in a year. Normally it's twice a year we play them, but yeah, and it's interesting as well, because I'll just say it now that we have to wait to play the Bulldogs and Sharks at the two last rounds of the season. So not really till late August to early September we play the Sharks and Bulldogs, and that's very weird actually. I don't know if any other club has that, but yeah, playing the Bulldogs once and playing the Sharks only once as well in the second and last round of the year. It's very, very unusual, I feel like. So yeah, don't know if any other club has that, but yeah, that's a first for me. Dogs at a call on a 6 p.m. on Friday. Won't be a big crowd, obviously, on a 6 p.m. as well. Won't be big at all, but yeah, I'm sure there'll be some fans there. And then, yeah, Manly Sharks at 4 Pines Park to close out the year there at Brookie. So, not a bad draw, obviously, not a bad draw. But if I'm to say the hardest part of the draw and probably the hardest period of the time at Brookie, the hardest part of the year during next year, it's definitely from round 1 to round 10, because we have to travel a few times out of the opening 10 weeks, like 4 or 5 times we're going to travel out of Sydney, I think. So that could fatigue us a bit there, traveling that many times in the first 10 weeks of the season. But it's a challenge, though, a good test. But yeah, look, playing teams like Storm once and playing teams like the Broncos once as well, it's good, I feel like. And playing teams like Penrith twice and playing Souths twice, Roosters twice, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. But overall, as a Manly fan, I'm pretty happy with the draw, actually. I think the fans are too, from what I believe. But yeah, I guess looking at the comments and stuff like that, they're not very happy about playing the Broncos yet again at Suncorp, and that's our home game. So I am as well a bit annoyed about how that's happening again. But as I said before, that's the last year playing the Broncos at Suncorp for a home game at Magic Round. So it will change next year, thankfully. But now we'll get on to the full draw now, and I'll go through every round from there, from rounds 1 to round 27. So I'll just go to round 1 right now. I'll have a look in the comments just quickly to see what's been said. So I'll just read a few before I get into the round 1 game. SS Storm fan says Luke Brooks Cup in round 25. Yeah, that's going to be a big one, obviously. Harley Wabden says Sharks will destroy the Storm in round 10. Yeah, we'll see. And then, look, it's going to be huge, actually, a few games next year. So very much looking forward to it. But yeah, look, round 1, obviously. So Manly Rabbitohs at Las Vegas. yeah, look, I think it looks all right. Round 1, actually. We've got Roosters and Broncos at Vegas as well. Thursday, Knights, Raiders at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. Warriors, Sharks at Go Media Stadium in Auckland. And the main game is the Storm and the Panthers at Amy Park in Melbourne. Saturday, got a rivalry game for round 1, which is about time we've had a rivalry game, actually, to start the opening round. Eels and the Bulldogs at CommBank Stadium. And then Titans versus Dragons at Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast as well. And then to close out round 1, it's Dolphins and Cowboys, and the bye is the West Tigers. Round 2, it kicks off with the Broncos taking on the Rabbitohs at Suncorp Stadium. Sharks and the Bulldogs and Panthers and the Eels make up the Friday games there. Raiders versus Tigers at GIO Stadium, and Cowboys versus Knights at Townsville, and Storm and the Warriors at Melbourne makes up for Super Saturday there. Manly Roosters at Four Pines, and then Dolphins versus Dragons at Redcliffe on the Sunday by Gold Coast. Round 3, Panthers and the Broncos. So the grand final rematch happens early next year, with the Panthers taking on the Broncos at Bluebet. So don't have to wait too long until these sides play yet again. So it'll be huge, no doubt. And then on Friday, Warriors Raiders at Apollo Project Stadium in Christchurch. So I did read the other day that the Warriors are taking games to Christchurch next year. Only one game though next year, because I think from 2024 to 2026, they're taking one game a year to Christchurch. So it's a good thing for the Warriors to get to, I guess, go to other parts of New Zealand and play games there. And they'll take on the Canberra Raiders there in round 3 next year. And then the Roosters and Rabbitohs are the main game at Allianz, which is always big. And then Saturday's actually huge, because Bulldogs, Titans, Dragons, Cowboys, Tigers, and Sharks are all games on Super Saturday at Suburban Grounds. So that's gonna be a really fun. That's gonna be a really fun day, actually. All those 3 games at Suburban Grounds, Belmore, Cogra, and Leichhardt. So that's good. All 3 games on a Saturday at Suburban Grounds. How good's that? And then Sunday, we've got Eels and Manly at CommBank, and then Knights and Storm at Newcastle, and the bye is Dolphins. Round 4, which is sort of the Easter sort of round, I guess you can put it as. It's Roosters and the Panthers at Allianz Stadium on Thursday. And Good Friday is Rabbitohs and the Bulldogs at a call. Be sold out, no doubt. Broncos Cowboys the game after at Suncorp as well. And Saturday, Manly Dragons at the Gong. Titans Dolphins in the Gold Coast. Warriors Knights at Auckland. And then Sunday, Sharks and Raiders. And Monday for Easter Monday, Eels and the Tigers at CommBank Stadium. And the bye is the Storm. Very interesting. Round 5, Storm and the Broncos at Amy Park in Melbourne. Storm always have a good record against the Broncos there. Bulldogs and the Roosters at a core stadium on a 6 p.m. Friday night game. Yeah, that's interesting. I thought that would be more of a main game, that one. And then Knights and the Dragons at McDonald Jones Stadium as well. That's the main game on a Friday. Okay, that's a bit strange. I've never really seen Knights and Dragons take on each other on the main game on a Friday. Personally, I'll swap that around. I'll have that game as the main game and that game as the 6 p.m. game, but can't change it now. Then Saturday, Rabbitohs Warriors at a call. Manly Panthers at Four Pines, and then closing out Super Saturday, Dolphins and the Tigers at Suncorp Stadium. And then on Sunday, Cowboys and Titans at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. And then the last game for round 5, Raiders and the Eels at GIO Stadium in Canberra, and the bye is the Sharks. Right, round 6, Knights, Roosters at McDonald Jones Stadium on the Friday, Storm, Bulldogs at Melbourne, and then obviously, the new rivals in town, Broncos and the Dolphins at Suncorp. And then Saturday, which I'll be at, making a trip to Auckland yet again. Very excited for this one. Manly and the Wilders at Go Media Stadium. And then after that, Eels, Cowboys at CommBank, and then Rabbitohs and the Sharks at a call. And then Sunday, West Tigers and Dragons at Campbelltown Sports Stadium. It's a long time since I've seen the Dragons play at Campbelltown. And then Sunday, the last game, Raiders and the Titans at GIO Stadium. And Panthers had the bye. Round 7, the week before Anzac round, Roosters and the Storm at Allianz on the Thursday. Dragons Warriors at Winter Stadium on a Friday. And then the main game is Eels and Dolphins at Darwin. So Normally we see the Broncos take on the Eels at Darwin, actually, but it looks like it's just the Dolphins and Eels taking on each other there this year. And then on Saturday, Panthers and the Tigers at Bathurst. So can the Tigers yet again pull off a incredible upset against the Panthers yet again at Bathurst, because we saw how good that upset was this year when they beat the Panthers there. So can the Tigers replicate that same luck? But yeah, we'll see what happens. They don't have Luke Brooks for that game. That's why they're probably not going to win, but we'll see. And then Titans Manly at Seabus, which I'll be at in Gold Coast. And then Broncos Raiders at Suncorp for Super Saturday to close out. Then Sunday, Bulldogs Knights and Sharks and Cowboys at Cronulla, and the bye is South Sydney. Round 8, which is Anzac round, it's Warriors Titans now taking on each other, and obviously we'd normally see the Warriors and the Storm take on each other, but they've changed it up finally, which I think is due for a change. The Warriors will now take on the Titans in New Zealand for Anzac Day. Then the traditional Friday, the traditional Anzac Day game, Dragons and the Roosters at Allianz. And then, Storm and Rabbitohs play each other on Anzac Day too. So that's going to be a really good game, actually, on Anzac Day. And I think it's a lot better. I think the NRL to finally change the Warriors and Storm game on Anzac Day. It was due to happen. It was about time. But I would have loved to see the Storm take on the Warriors at Auckland instead, because I feel like that's what should have happened, but obviously it didn't, which is a shame. And then on the Friday, Manly Eels at Four Pines, Tigers Broncos at Campbelltown, Cowboys Panthers in Townsville, and Sunday you got Dolphins Knights at Suncorp and Raiders Sharks in Canberra, and the bye is the Bulldogs. They'll miss out on Anzac round for next year. Round 9 got Rabbitohs and the Panthers at Accor Stadium, big game. Friday, Manly Raiders at Four Pines, Broncos Roosters at Suncorp. Then Saturday you got Bulldogs Tigers at Accor, Titans Storm at Seabus, Cowboys Dolphins in Townsville, and then on Sunday Knights Warriors at Newcastle, Sharks and the Dragons the Derby at PointsBet Stadium in Cronulla, and the bye is the Eels. And round 10 got Dolphins Manly at Redcliffe, which I'll be at for the first time going there, so I'm keen to see how that goes. Then on the Friday, you got Panthers and the Bulldogs at Bluebet, and then Eels Broncos at Combank. And then on Super Saturday, Tigers and the Knights play each other at Tamworth, and the Tigers take that traditional game at Tamworth every year. Then after that, 5:30, Dragons Rabbitohs, and then Storm Sharks close out Super Saturday at Melbourne. And then Sunday, Roosters Warriors at Allianz Stadium. I went to the last game between these two at Allianz on a Saturday afternoon, though. And then on the main game on Sunday is Titans Cowboys in the Gold Coast, and the bye is the Raiders. Then Magic Round, round 11 for Magic Round. So this will be huge. I'm yet again looking forward to Magic Round. I'll be going without a doubt. But Magic Round starts off with the Raiders and the Bulldogs. And if you do remember, I did do my video about Magic Round and how the whole fixture was leaked, I guess. And some games have changed a bit. Like, for example, Raiders and the Bulldogs was originally on Saturday, and games like Titans Knights were on Sunday. But it seems like the NRL have made a late change to, I guess, switch some games up for Magic Round and put some games on different days where it was originally. But that's fine, though. But, Raiders, Bulldogs kick off Magic Round at Suncorp Stadium. You know, it's funny, in the last 4 years of Magic Round, the Raiders and the Bulldogs taking on each other 3 times in the last 4 years of Magic Round. That's crazy. That is crazy. And then, the big game on Friday, the traditional Manly versus Broncos at Suncorp. That's our home game, unfortunately. Saturday, Titans Knights, Sharks Roosters, Cowboys Rabbitohs. That's a good Super Saturday fixture for Magic Round. And then Sunday, Warriors Panthers, Storm Eels, and then it closes out with Tigers and the Dolphins at Suncorp there. So, all games at Suncorp Stadium, obviously. Should be a huge weekend, Magic Round, as always. And then round 12, got the Bulldogs take on the Dragons at Accor Stadium on a Thursday night. That's weird because on a Thursday night at Accor, don't know how many fans you'll get for a Dragons-Bulldogs game especially. Not many. And then Friday, Cowboys, Tigers at Townsville. And then the main game is Manly, Storm at Four Pines at Brookie. And then Saturday, you got Raiders, Roosters at Canberra, followed by Sharks, Panthers at Cronulla, and then Rabbitohs, Eels at TBA. But TBA is going to be, what's it called? That's going to be Allianz Stadium. I know for a fact that that's Allianz Stadium, Rabbitohs and Eels. And I've got to say as well, that's Indigenous round. This round 12 is Indigenous round. I've got to say that. And on Sunday, Broncos, Titans at Suncorp, and then the last game is Warriors, Dolphins at Auckland, and the bye is the Knights. Okay, on to round 13. Eels, Sharks at CommBank on Thursday. Friday, you got Knights, Bulldogs at Newcastle, and then on Saturday, Panthers, Dragons at Bluebet, Dolphins, Raiders at CBA, but I'm assuming that's at KO Stadium. And then Sundays, Roosters, Cowboys at Allianz Stadium, and all those clubs there get the bye. So clearly round 13's Origin affected. So a few clubs will be affected by Origin there. On to round 14 of the loads. There we go. Round 14, Dragons, Tigers at Wollongong on Thursday. Titans, Rabbitohs at Seabus, and then on Saturday, Friday night, Dragons, Tigers at Wollongong, and Saturday is actually Titans, Rabbitohs, and in the Gold Coast, Cowboys, Warriors at Townsville, and Broncos, Sharks in Brisbane. Then on Sunday, Storm, Knights at Melbourne, and then on Sunday as well, Panthers, Manly at Penrith, and then Queen's Birthday, Bulldogs and Eels at Call. So I believe that's a long weekend. So round 14 is the long weekend, so that's why there's no Thursday game. It's a long weekend. Round 15 starts with the Sharks and the Dolphins, the Sea Animals in Cronulla. Raiders and Cowboys and Rabbitohs and Broncos make up the Friday fixtures there. Saturday at Leichhardt, 3 p.m. in the Arvo, Tigers and Titans at Leichhardt Oval. Then Warriors, Storm at Auckland, 5:30. Then Eels, Roosters at CommBank at the last game of Super Saturday in Parramatta. Then on Sunday, Manly Dragons at Four Pines Park, and then the last game is Knights and the Panthers at Newcastle, the main game there on Sunday, and the buys of Bulldogs. And there we go. That's Benny for brain cancer around round 15 as well. What happened there? All right, round 16. Round 16, Dolphins, Storm at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. Then on Friday, Titans, Warriors in the Gold Coast. And then on Saturday at 5:30, Roosters, Bulldogs at Gosford. So this year, the Roosters and the Bulldogs did play each other at Gosford, actually. So they're going to be playing each other on the Central Coast yet again. And then followed by Manly Rabbitohs at a Call Stadium, which is Origin affected, like I said before. And Tigers, Raiders at Campbelltown Stadium on the Sunday. Right, round 17, Bulldogs and the Sharks will play each other on a Friday night at a Call Stadium. Saturday, it starts with the Warriors and the Broncos in Auckland, followed by Knights and the Eels in Newcastle, and then Storm and the Raiders in Melbourne to end Super Saturday. Then Sunday is Dragons, Dolphins in Cogra, and then Panthers, Cowboys at Bluebet Stadium, and then Sunday, the final game at 6:15 p.m, Roosters and the Tigers, with Souths, Manly, Titans having the buys. All right, round 18 now. So this starts off with the Eels and the Rabbitohs at CommBank on Thursday. Then on Friday, you got Sharks and Titans at Coffs Harbour. So this is weird because normally the Coffs Harbour game, when the Sharks play there, that's normally on a, Saturday. But looks like it's on a 6 p.m. Friday. And last year we saw the Knights take on the Sharks there, but looks like now it's been changed again, and Titans and the Sharks will play each other again. That's at Coffs Harbour. And the main game is Broncos and the Panthers at Suncorp Stadium, the grand final rematch. Super Saturday, Bulldogs and the Warriors at a Core Stadium, followed by Tigers, Storm at Leichhardt Oval, and then at 7:35 p.m. the game I'll be at in Townsville for the very first time, Cowboys and Manly. And Sunday, Roosters, Dragons at Allianz Stadium, and then Raiders, Knights close out the round at Canberra, and the bye is the Dolphins. Okay, on to round 19 now. Dolphins and the Rabbitohs at KO Stadium on Thursday. And Sharks take on the Tigers at PointsBet Stadium on a Friday night, which is very unusual. Don't really see it often. Saturday, Titans, Eels in the Gold Coast. Broncos, Dragons in Brisbane. And then Sunday has Manly and the Knights on the main game on the Sunday at Brookie, which is beautiful for that game there. And that's obviously Origin affected too. Round 20, onto the final 7 games of the rounds ahead. Raiders and the Warriors play on Friday there in Canberra. Warriors and the Raiders on a Friday night in Canberra. That's not going to work out well for fans in New Zealand, because it's going to be 11 p.m. over there, I think. 11 p.m. on a Friday night for the Warriors and Raiders games. That's a bit weird, that one there. Not too sure why they've done that. Saturday, Rabbitohs, Tigers in Gosford. Interesting. Don't really see Rabbitohs and Tigers ever play a game against each other at Gosford. That game's followed by Knights and the Broncos at Newcastle, and then the final game on Saturday is Storm and Roosters in Melbourne, and Sunday Panthers Dolphins at Bluebet in Penrith, and then it's Manly Titans also on the Sunday. They're the main game at Brookie at Four Pines. There's the return to Brookie, and then the last game is Cowboys and the Bulldogs at 6:15 p.m. in Townsville. Dragons, Eels, Sharks have the bye. All right, round 21. Warriors and the Tigers take on each other at Auckland, and the main game is Eels Storm at CommBank, and Super Saturday Broncos and the Bulldogs at Suncorp Stadium, followed by Cowboys Sharks in Townsville, and the last game of Sunday it is the Roosters and the Manly Sea Eagles at Allianz Stadium. And then Sunday, Dragons, Panthers at Wollongong. And then the main game is Dolphins, Titans at Brisbane, Suncorp Stadium. And at 6:15 p.m, Raiders, Rabbitohs in Canberra. And the bye is the Knights. Round 22, Tigers, Cowboys on a Thursday night at Leichhardt Oval. And then on the Friday, Warriors, Eels at Go Media Stadium in Auckland. Parramatta playing a game in Auckland for the very first time in ages too, by the way. And then the main game is Dolphins Roosters at HBF Park in Perth. So, yeah, I think Dolphins must take a game once every year to Perth, because they played the Knights there last year too. So, must be a thing they do. Then Super Saturdays, Titans Broncos in the Gold Coast, followed by Storm Dragons in Melbourne, and then Sharks Rabbitohs in Cronulla. Then Sunday, Panthers Knights in Penrith, and then the last game, the main game as well, Bulldogs and the Raiders at Belmore. So that's good. That's another game at Belmore that's happening. Raiders and the Bulldogs. So, yeah, maybe I'll go. We'll see. I'm not too far from Belmore. And then the bye's Manly. And that's a Women in League round 2, by the way. Women in League round 22. Round 23 starts with Rabbitohs and the Storm on Thursday night at Accor. Then Friday, Titans and Sharks in the Gold Coast. Eels, Panthers at CommBank. And then Saturday starts with Manly Raiders in Canberra, which I'll be at. Then Cowboys, Broncos in Townsville. Then Dragons and the Bulldogs in Cogra to end off Super Saturday. And then Sunday, Dolphins, Warriors in Brisbane. Then Knights, Tigers in Newcastle, and the bye's the Roosters. Then round 24, we've got Panthers and Storm playing each other again in Penrith on Thursday night. Manly and the Warriors at Four Pines Park at 6 p.m. And the main game is Roosters and the Eels at Allianz Stadium. And then Bulldogs and the Dolphins get things started on Super Saturday at Salter over in Bundaberg. So, yep, the Bulldogs are taking another game to Bundaberg next year, followed by Cowboys, Raiders in Townsville, and then the final game on Sunday, it is Tigers and the Rabbitohs at Campbelltown Sports Stadium. So, wow, Tigers and the Rabbitohs aren't playing at a core next year. That's very strange to see. And then Sunday, Dragons and Titans at Wollongong, and then the last game, the main game, is Sharks and the Knights at Cronulla, and the bye's of the Broncos. Okay, round 25. Manly Tigers, yet Brooks reunion for this one, huge one at Leichhardt Oval. Manly Tigers get things started for round 25. Then on Friday, Warriors Bulldogs in Auckland, and the main game is Broncos Eels at Suncorp Stadium. Then on Saturday, Super Saturday, Raiders, Panthers in Canberra, then Storm Dolphins in Melbourne, and then Rabbitohs Knights at Accor Stadium. And then Sunday, Titans Roosters in the Gold Coast, and then the main game is Dragons and the Sharks in the Gong. And that's been a long time since that game has been played in the Gong. You don't often see Sharks and Dragons playing the Wollongong for a game, so that'll be good to see. And the bye's the Cowboys. Okay, on to the second last round now. So round 26, Cowboys versus Storm on Thursday in Townsville. Then on Friday, Manly Bulldogs at Accor. Then main game Panthers and the Rabbitohs at Penrith. Then on Saturday, got Eels Dragons at CommBank. Dolphins Broncos at Suncorp. And then last game Sharks Warriors at PointsBet Stadium. And then on Sunday, you got Knights and the Titans at 2 p.m. at Newcastle. Roosters Raiders at Allianz Stadium at 4 o'clock. And the bye is the Tigers. Now on to the last round of the regular season. It starts with the Broncos and the Storm yet again at Suncorp Stadium, like this year. Broncos and Storm play each other again in the final round of the regular season. And then the 6 p.m. Friday game is the Tigers and the Eels at Campbelltown Stadium. And then the main game is Rabbitohs and the Roosters at Accor Stadium, which will be a game that many people will pencil in for sure. Dragons Raiders start off Super Saturday at Cogra, followed by Bulldogs Cowboys at Accor, then Panthers Titans at Penrith for the last game of Super Saturday there. And the two final games for round 27 of the regular season for next year, Manly Sharks at 4 Pints, which I'll be at, and then at 4 p.m. Knights Dolphins at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. And the bye is the Warriors. Right, well, that's the whole draw there analysed, and the whole Manly draw analysed there too. And I will just say as well, the grand final, in case you didn't know, will be played on October 6th next year. So it's an October 6th grand final next year. Right, well, everyone, that brings the end to the whole review of the draw and also the Manly draw review there. Hope you all enjoyed. I'm just going to finish under an hour on the 52nd minute as we speak. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that has tuned in this afternoon to watch as well. As always, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And look, bring on 2024. It's going to be a big year of footy, no doubt. A lot of travelling for me. Get to go to Redcliffe, Brisbane, Gold Coast, Townsville, and then obviously get to go to games at like Wollongong, down to Canberra, then to New Zealand again next year. So I'm keen to travel. I really am, actually. I'm keen to see where this travelling takes me, and hopefully it's all good results. But we'll see how we go. But overall, good draw for next year. I think everyone's got a fair and got the fair and tough bits of the draw, I guess. But that happens. You can't control it now. But yeah, it should be a good year ahead next year. But everyone, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And have a good night. Bring on 2024. Thank you for watching.